Good morning. You are listening to UpReach, a morning devotional presented by the Church Street Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee, to encourage you as you face the opportunities and challenges of today. Let's begin this day together with some inspiring thoughts from God's holy word. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who suppress the truth in unrighteousness, because what may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has shown it to them. For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse, because although they knew God, they did not glorify him as God, nor were thankful, but became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the incorruptible God into an image made like corruptible man, and birds, and four-footed animals, and creeping things. Therefore God also gave them up to uncleanness in the lusts of their hearts, to dishonor their bodies among themselves, who exchanged the truth of God for the lie, and worshipped and served the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this reason God gave them up to vile passions. For even their women exchanged the natural use for what is against nature. Likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust for one another, men with men committing what is shameful, and receiving in themselves the penalty of their error which was due. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a debased mind, to do those things which are not fitting, being filled with all unrighteousness, sexual immorality, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, evil-mindedness. They are whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, violent, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, undiscerning, untrustworthy, unloving, unforgiving, unmerciful, who, knowing the righteous judgment of God, that those who practice such things are deserving of death, not only do the same, but also approve of those who practice them. Romans chapter 1, verses 18 through 32. In our modern religious culture, it has become taboo to speak of God in any descriptive language other than that which defines his love, grace, mercy, pardon, and forgiveness. These are the dimensions of God's character that most attract us to him. Yet, to speak only of these qualities without realizing that he also is a God of anger, wrath, punishment, and discipline leads us to have a skewed view of the God we serve and of his specific requirements for a righteous people. Consider these thoughts from God is No Fool by Lois Cheney. No one born of God commits sin, for God's nature abides in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of God. By this it may be seen who are the children of God and who are the children of the devil. Whoever does not do right is not of God, nor he who does not love his brother. Sometimes people argue whether there is a God or not, or if there is one, they then argue whether he's dead or not. Sometimes I argue about the nature of God, whether he's this way or that. I wonder about the way of Christ, whether it's this way or that. Sometimes I wonder if I'll succeed, or if I'll do something well enough. I wonder if I'm doing the right thing. Sometimes I wonder if I'll be strong enough, or bright enough, or good enough. I wonder if I'll measure up. You can't read the Bible for more than 10 minutes anywhere, Old Testament or New, without being hit squarely with, some are chosen of God, some do not continue in sin, and those who do continue in sin are of the devil. And for those who continue in sin, there is no hope. And I'm frightened, and I am small. It isn't in keeping with the times, this being frightened of an angry God, but I believe in an angry God. He can reject me, and then nothing else will matter, nothing at all. What about you today? Are you prepared to face the wrath of God against all unrighteousness? There is a day coming when the door of opportunity for making things right will close, never to open again. When that day comes, will you hear the words, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord"?